Have you ever found yourself pushing too hard, forcing things that just don't seem to fall into place? We live in a world that often glorifies hustle, struggle, and constant striving. We are taught that if we just try a little harder, push a little more, we can achieve anything. But what if the key to a happier, more fulfilled life is not about forcing things to happen, but about letting things unfold naturally? What if, instead of battling against the current, we learn to flow with it, trusting that life has its own timing, its own rhythm, and its own wisdom? Forcing things in life often comes from a place of fear. Fear that things won't happen as we want them to. Fear that we will lose control. Fear that we are not enough as we are. But what if we took a step back and embraced a different approach? One that is rooted in trust, acceptance, and surrender. One that allows us to breathe, to relax, and to find peace in the unfolding of life. Here are 4 ways to stop forcing and start flowing, allowing life to unfold with grace, ease, and trust. The first way to stop forcing things in your life is to practice acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up or resigning yourself to a life you do not want. Rather, it means recognizing that there are certain things in life you cannot control. It means understanding that life is a complex web of events, people, and circumstances that are not always within our grasp. When you accept what is, you stop resisting reality. You stop fighting against the things that are beyond your control, and in doing so, you free yourself from the suffering that comes from trying to force things to be different. Acceptance is not passive, it is powerful. It is about saying, this is where I am right now, and that's okay. It's about recognizing that life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns, and that it's okay to be exactly where you are, even if it's not where you thought you would be. When you accept your current situation, you open the door to peace. You let go of the need to control everything, and you start to trust that life has a way of working things out, even if it's not in the way you had originally planned. To practice acceptance, start by observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice when you are trying to force a situation, when you are clinging to a certain outcome, or when you are resisting what is happening in your life. Acknowledge these feelings, but do not let them consume you. Remind yourself that it is okay to feel disappointed, frustrated, or anxious, but also remind yourself that you do not have to act on these feelings. Let them be, and trust that they will pass. Acceptance is a gentle surrender, a way of saying, I am here now, and that is enough. Acceptance also means embracing uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or prepare, there will always be elements that are beyond our control. When you practice acceptance, you learn to find 𝐶𝐿 in uncertainty. You begin to see that not knowing what comes next is not something to fear, but something to welcome. It is an invitation to be open, to be curious, to be fully alive in the present moment. Accept that you don't need to have all the answers, that it's okay not to know, and that sometimes the greatest growth comes from the unknown. The second way to stop forcing is to embrace patience. In a world that moves at a lightning pace, it's easy to become impatient. We want things to happen now, immediately, without delay. We want success, love, happiness, and fulfillment, and we want them on our terms, on our timeline. But life doesn't always work that way. Life has its own timing, its own seasons, its own rhythm. Patience is the understanding that good things take time. It is the wisdom to know that some things cannot be rushed, that some things must be allowed to ripen in their own time. Patience is not about waiting idly or doing nothing. It is about being fully present in the moment, about trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When you are patient, you allow life to flow naturally. You do not rush the process or try to force things into place. You understand that every moment has its purpose, its lesson, its beauty, even if it doesn't seem that way at first glance. Practice patience by slowing down. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's okay not to have all the answers right now. It's okay if things are not happening as quickly as you'd like. Trust that there is a reason for the delay, a lesson in the waiting. Use this time to reflect, to grow, to learn. Remember that some of the most beautiful things in life take time to bloom, and that your journey is no different. Being patient also means allowing yourself to make mistakes and learn from them without rushing to fix everything. We often force things because we fear failure or think we are running out of time. But patience teaches us that every setback is an opportunity for growth, every mistake a lesson in disguise. Allow yourself to be patient with your own progress, to take things one step at a time. Trust that you are on the right path, even if it feels slow, and know that every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Patience also involves self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead of forcing yourself to meet unrealistic deadlines or expectations, give yourself the grace to move at your own pace. Understand that growth is not linear. It's a winding road with unexpected turns and stops, and that's okay. Patience means recognizing that you are a work in progress and that it's okay to take time to become who you are meant to be. The third way to stop forcing is to let go of attachment to specific outcomes. We often become so fixated on a particular goal, dream, or desire that we lose sight of everything else. We tell ourselves that we will only be happy when we achieve this or that way, and we reach a certain milestone, or when things go exactly as we planned. But this kind of attachment creates tension, anxiety, and frustration. It blinds us to the possibilities, opportunities, and miracles that may be right in front of us. Letting go of attachment does not mean giving up on your dreams or goals. It means releasing the need for them to happen in a certain way or at a certain time. It means trusting that if something is meant for you, it will find its way into your life. Letting go allows you to remain open, flexible, and adaptable. It helps you see that life is full of surprises, that sometimes what you think you want is not what you need, and that what you need may come in a form you never expected. Practice letting go by reminding yourself that you are not defined by your achievements or possessions. You are not defined by whether or not things go according to your plan. Your worth is inherent, independent of any external validation or accomplishment. Trust that the universe has a greater plan for you, a plan that is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot see it right now. By letting go of attachment, you free yourself to experience life in its fullest, most vibrant form. Letting go also means being willing to embrace change. Life is always changing, evolving, and moving forward. When you let go of attachment to a specific outcome, you allow yourself to flow with this change rather than resist it. You begin to see that every ending is a new beginning, every loss an opportunity for something new to be born. Let go of the need to force life to stay the same and embrace the beauty of transformation. Sometimes letting go involves forgiveness, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, forgiving others for perceived wrongs, and forgiving life for not going as planned. Forgiveness frees you from the burden of anger, resentment, and regret. It allows you to move forward with an open heart, ready to receive whatever comes next. Remember, letting go is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength and maturity, an acknowledgement that life has its own wisdom beyond our limited understanding. The fourth way to stop forcing things in your life is to trust in the process. Trust is perhaps the most difficult thing to cultivate, especially when things aren't going your way. But trust is essential if you want to stop forcing things and start living with peace and ease. Trust means believing that life has your best interests at heart, even when you can't see the bigger picture. It means knowing that there is a deeper wisdom at play, a wisdom that is guiding you, protecting you, and leading you toward your highest good. Trusting in the process means letting go of the need to control every aspect of your life. It means allowing life to unfold naturally without pushing, pulling, or forcing. It means believing that every experience, no matter how challenging, is an opportunity for growth, learning, and expansion. Trust is not always easy, yes, especially when things are uncertain or uncomfortable. But it is in these moments that trust is most needed. To cultivate trust, start by looking back at your life and noticing how things have worked out, even when they didn't go as planned. Remember the times when something you thought was a setback turned out to be a blessing. Reflect on how life has supported you, guided you, and led you to where you are today. Trust that this same wisdom is guiding you now, even if you cannot see the path ahead. Trust also means trusting yourself, your ability to navigate life's challenges, to find solutions, and to adapt to change. Trust that you have the inner strength, the resilience, and the wisdom to handle whatever comes your way. And trust that no matter what, you will be okay. You are stronger, braver, and more capable than you realize. When you stop forcing and start flowing, you allow life to surprise you. You make space for the unexpected, for the serendipitous, for the miraculous. You realize that life is not a battle to be won, but a journey to be savored. You find peace in knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. And in this peace, you find happiness. Not forcing anything in your life does not mean giving up on your dreams, goals, or desires. It means approaching them with a sense of openness, curiosity, and trust. It means recognizing that while you may have a vision for your life, life itself may have an even grander vision for you. It means allowing yourself to be guided by a force greater than your own will, a force that knows you better than you know yourself. So next time you find yourself pushing too hard, trying to force something to happen, take a step back. Breathe. Trust that you are enough as you are, that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that everything is unfolding perfectly in its own time. Remember that life is not a race, but a dance that requires both effort and surrender, both passion and patience, both desire and detachment. Learn to dance with life, to flow with its rhythm, to move with its beat. Allow yourself to be led by its wisdom, to trust in its timing, to let go of what you cannot control. When you do, you will find a new kind of freedom, a new kind of peace, a new kind of happiness. You will find that life is not something to be forced, but something to be embraced, cherished, and enjoyed. Let go of the need to force and let life lead the way. You may just find that it takes you somewhere even more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. When you allow life to unfold without force, you begin to see the beauty in every moment, the lesson in every challenge, and the love in every experience. You realize that happiness is not about having everything go your way, but about being open to whatever comes. It's about trusting that life knows what it's doing, even when you don't. Letting go of force means embracing the journey, with all its twists and turns, ups and downs, joys and sorrows. It means finding peace in the uncertainty, joy in the unexpected, and love in every corner of your life. It means living with an open heart, a curious mind, and a spirit willing to flow with whatever comes. So take a deep breath, relax, and trust in the process. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be and that everything is happening for your highest good. And remember, life is not something to be forced. It is something to be experienced, cherished, and enjoyed. Let go and let life unfold its beautiful plan for you. Know that the more you trust, the more life unfolds in your favor. The more you let go, the more life opens doors you never knew existed. By stepping back and letting life take the lead, you align yourself with its natural flow, with its inherent wisdom. And in this alignment, you find a peace that surpasses understanding, a joy that is not dependent on circumstances, and a love that fills every corner of your being.